Hey everybody, it's Modern Refugee. Working on a couple things here today, and thought I'd show you guys a couple of little improvised items that you can make with the stuff that most people carry in their pack. Just real quick here, I always carry a saw in my pack. This is a steel pruning saw that's got a plastic sheath on it, so it kind of show you here. Fits real good right on the outside of my pack, so I always got it with me. And then the other thing that I carry with me is my LMF here. That's my camp knife, kind of cross between a knife and a hatchet. That's kind of why I like it for the outside of my pack. It sits on the other side there. But one of the other things that I carry in my pack quite a bit is a little plastic trowel to use to dig a cat hole or whatever that you need to, you know, if you need to dig with something, you don't have to use your knife or your hands. This kind of comes in handy. Doesn't weigh much. Just kind of sticks in one of the side pouches or whatever. But especially in the summertime, I carry one of these with me. But this is kind of like a Fisker's brand. But I know there's like an off-brand you can get at Walmart too. But these have hollow handles, so I want to kind of show you something here. This end pops out really easy. You can just put a little screwdriver or something in there to do it the first time. Then after that, these pop out quite easily. Well, as you can see, that handle is hollow. So what you do is you go out and you find yourself a tree limb, like I got right here. Cut it off with your pack saw that you got, and you can kind of trim the end of this down just a little bit. Just shave it off real lightly, and you can put this into that. Now you got a little bit longer handle on your spade, so you can dig a little bit more without killing your back if you have to. So if you got to dig a hole to make a fire or whatever reason that you need to dig a hole for, you got a little bit of an improvised tool that you can use. But you can just discard the stick then when you're done, put this back in your pack and move on to the next place, and you don't have to carry the extra weight of this stick along with you. So that's kind of one thing that I kind of want to show folks. And this just goes back in, and like I said, just stick this back down in the corner of your pack somewhere and it can hang out. The other thing is kind of like improvised fishing gear. Now I'm kind of torn on carrying fishing gear in your pack. Most of the year we got a lot of ice up here, so unless you got some way to get through the ice, it's going to be kind of iffy whether or not you're going to be able to fish or anything if you're kind of on a get home situation or whatnot. Plus it takes a lot of time to fish. If the fish don't cooperate, you're not going to catch anything. But it is summer now, so there are a lot of rivers and stuff around where I'm at, so I decided I was going to throw a little fishing kit together. So I'm putting kind of stuff together that kind of takes me back to my youth. Kind of did a lot of this stuff when I was a kid growing up, and what I did here is got everything in one of those little plastic containers that electrical tape comes in. I know a lot of old guys that would carry something just like this with them, either when they went out ice fishing or they went, back in the woods to a particular fishing spot. They wouldn't carry a whole bunch of stuff with them. And I myself, when I was younger, I would fish on a small river that had a railroad bridge over it, and that railroad bridge, you could walk out kind of into the middle of the river, and you could drop a line down in between the railroad ties and you could fish. And what we kind of used to do that was something like this, and same thing as the shovel I showed you. It's just a stick that I cut, and I threw a couple of screw eyes into it and a couple of nails to hold some line, and then kind of twist around here. You can kind of see the hook. The hook just gets kind of stuck into the wood. And then this is kind of a rudimentary fishing pole. So then all that you got to really carry with you is a couple of screw eyes. Kind of show you here in this kit a little bit without maybe tip my camera down just a little bit here. Kind of see there once what I got in there. So I got a couple of fishing hooks on a piece of wood with a notch cut in it. I don't know if you can tell there's a notch in there because I got it filled up with line, but a notch cut in it that's holding line. But then, I'll show you here. Got a couple of nails in here to hold my line. and a half a dozen little screw eyes that you can just screw into the wood. I like using a green stick for this because it's easier to put to screw that in. Doesn't take a whole lot of hand strength to start something like that. But then I just got, a few sinkers, a couple other little fishing rigs that I've used before, and a kind of like a little bit of a jig with a little feather on there, or a little bit of hair on there. But this is basically all the line looks like. All you do is you take a little notch out of the, to bring it back here a little bit, take a notch out of the one end, and then I put a little bit of a cut in the other end. I just put a piece of tape to hold the line when I started, and just wrap it around a little piece of wood like this. This is all you need. And then that little notch on the top here, you just kind of put that fishing line into it to hold it in place, like I said. And on the end here, because this is fairly soft wood, you can just stick some fish hooks in the end there, and it just all drops down into this this guy right here. And then this can just go in your pack. This probably, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 ounces what this weighs. Doesn't weigh a whole lot. But then you can you can improvise yourself a little bit of a fishing pole if you have to, and you can pick up some crickets or some grasshoppers, or use the shovel that I just showed you to dig a night crawler or two, so you got yourself a little bait, and then you could fish kind of on the fly if you had to. But just kind of wanted to show you guys these kind of simple stick projects here, just some ideas that you can use in case you ever had to be out in the woods for a couple of days. Some stuff like this can make the stuff that you carry a little bit more effective. But just kind of wanted to share this with everybody. Like I said, that a little improvised fishing pole. I caught a lot of fish like that when I was a kid, and kind of rudimentary. I seen folks make kind of rudimentary ice fishing poles like that too when I was a kid. The old timers that went out on the ice didn't have a lot of money to buy any tackle or anything. They would just cut a little piece of wood or take a little piece of kindling and do kind of similar to the same thing, but the ice fishing ones are shorter. They're only about like this. But anyway, just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. Thought maybe you'd get a little information from that. But you guys got any questions, you can put them down in the comments. I'll try to answer them the best I can. I appreciate all my subscribers out there. I hope you guys are getting a little information, a little entertainment from my videos. But this is Modern Refugee. You guys have a great day.